How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Trades and Gains, where the markets don't sleep, and neither do we. Thanks, caffeine and Red Bull. Today, the bulls were grinning, the bears are seething, and Wall Street is playing the game of let's pretend everything is fine until CPI smacks us tomorrow. Let's break down what really happened Tuesday. Stocks that soared, flows that mattered, and setups you need heading into a loaded midweek with CPI coming out tomorrow. Here is our end of day scoreboard, though. The S&P 500 notched a 0.55% close to 6,038, inching toward that all-time high, baby. The NASDAQ was up 0.63%, and tech is taking the lead again. Are we really shocked, though? And the Dow Jones even got in on the action with a 0.25% gain, running off trade optimism and maybe pure vibes and our parents' 401k. All three major indexes are up, but it wasn't enough, and it wasn't strength. It was sentiment. Headlines about U.S.-China trade talks gave bulls just enough hopium to buy another dip here. Speaking of U.S. and China, we have more trade talks. Yes, the suits met in London. No, there were no breakthroughs, but they did smile and shake hands in front of the cameras, so everybody walked away happy, I guess. Treasury Secretary called it a productive session. Meanwhile, China's stocks dipped. Translation, the market wants to believe something good is happening. The main topic, rare earths access. Not exactly a deal yet, but hope is fuel for this market today. Now, Tesla is powering up again. We saw a 5.7% pop. Musk didn't tweet anything insane. Trump didn't clap back. That's a win in our book for what has been going on in this asinine market as of recent as well. The big driver out of this, though, the robotaxi launch in Austin set for June 12th. Markets pricing in a new narrative, but keep an eye out. Analysts are still cautious here. Also worth noting, multiple multi-leg Tesla options print hit the tape. 10 million plus in call action. That's not retail. That's for damn sure, folks. Now, Casey's delivery, and they delivered literally. Casey's at an all-time high after earnings, up 11.6%. Pizzas and prepared food are flying out of the door and absolutely fueling this rally. SJM Smuckers got smeared like the peanut butter it is, or jelly that it is, down 15.6% after weak guidance and a snack slowdown. IBM, my baby, the one I've been telling y'all about, I called this months ago. Quantum computing hype pushed shares over $276 all-time high. Starling might be the buzziest hardware drop of 2025. I warned all of you. They weren't making $15,000 laptops for no reason. I promise you that. This market is rewarding surprises and narratives. Keep that in mind for this upcoming earnings season. Now, talking about some of our crypto, Bitcoin tapped 109K today. No meme pump. This was legit. Legit. Too legit to quit. Crypto adjacent names like Mr. and Circle are getting love off of this, and legislative clarity is lifting the sentiment here. It's not 2021 euphoria, but it's definitely cooking. Now, let's go ahead and switch gears here and head over to Investor Central Club, where we're still running our promo. Use that code 130 to get 70% off your first month and go ahead and start printing the next day, because you'll have options, bias, and analysis that you'll be able to now leverage taking into your trading strategy. So, our biggest block of the day today, we saw SPY and Tesla. SPY 540 puts for September 19th of 2025. We saw 10.37 million with almost 18,000 contracts with a 576 average. NVIDIA was another weird one that we saw. NVIDIA, we saw a $60 put come in for December of 2027, 2.91 million in premiums. Someone is hedging hard up there. Tesla, we also saw some unusual 325 calls. for September of 2025. 10.38 million dumped in and 2,500 contracts. But mind you, the average is also 4,150 per contract. QQQ, we saw a $321 million dark pool hit. Yup, that's real money, by the way. And Google had multiple call sweeps at the 190 level, and Microsoft 470p blocks were hitting in size. Are they hedging post CPI maybe? The bottom line, smart money is still cautious. CPI is the kingmaker or the widowmaker. And looking at some of our options flow from today, we saw SPY lead the pack with 48.19 million in overall flow, with 34 million in puts against 13 million in calls. Tesla, we saw 46 million, with calls dominating, coming in at 35 million. IWM went lopsided, 17 million against 21 million for that 38 million premium. And it looks like the bears are coming out of the woodwork for NVIDIA with 21.42 million in puts out of its 28 million in flow today. Now let's go ahead and talk about what we're looking at for the rest of this week. So what's ahead? CPI Wednesday. Core CPI is expected to come in at 2.9% year over year. If it runs hot, rate cuts could take a hit. If it cools, new all-time highs are incoming, so load up on those calls. PPI we have Thursday. Core expected is up 3.1% year over year. Will confirm or contradict the CPI trend as well. And consumer sentiment, Friday, Michigan sentiment projected at 52. That's weak. And this equals a crack in retail confidence. But if we know anything when we've been tracking consumer spending, is that it is down. So are we really shocked here? I don't think so. But I'm going to let you guys get on with your evening. So let's wrap this up. The markets are running on momentum, memes, and maybe a little denial. But flow never lies. SPY, QQQ, macro trades tell us the big funds are staying defensive. Tesla and IBM, individual stories with real upside momentum. Crypto is perking up again. Eyes on CPI. You don't want to be early. You want to be right. We'll be live post CPI with the breakdown, by the way, on our live stream closing bell show that we do with Eric over at Investor Central Club. So be on the lookout for that. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the setups either. Until then, keep your stops tight, your butthole tighter, your trades nimble, and your caffeine flowing. That's your end of day wrap. This is Trades and Gains. I'm your host, Max Pitts. Let's make it a profitable week.